Oh, I am an idiot. I am a stupid, stupid man. Earlier this week, you might have seen, because I made a post about this on my channel, I made a huge mistake when I was supposed to be checking out the Retinue Mark II that came out in the last update, but instead I did a long video checking out the original Retinue from back in like 2017, and my memory is so terrible that I forgot that that car existed. It sort of felt familiar, but I sometimes get that, so I didn't even question it. And it turns out, after editing the video and rendering it and uploading it, it was the wrong one. So that's why today I'm actually going to check out the one that I should have been checking out. Finally checking out the Retinue Mark II based on the Mark II Ford Escort, and this has got a lot of parts, I believe. So we've got a lot to check out. You guys already know what this car looks like. Let's pick a brand new spot that we've never tuned a car in before and check this out. So you already know the drill with this car. It's been out long enough. You just want to see my build and checking out the parts. So let's start off with the liveries. We have the white stripes. We have the black stripes. I do like the stripes on this. There was actually a different stripe for the Mark I Retinue that I actually quite liked. By the way, I'm just going to show you the builds that I did for that video now, just so you can see what I actually did with that video, because I was actually quite pleased with one of those builds. But oh well, we'll just flip back to this now. So then we also have the black stripes. We have the Vapid Classics. This is just going to have some lines on the side. I've noticed we've got these white arches. I might have to fix those up in a second. But we've got the stripes going along there. We have the Redwood Rally, as I always say. Wedwood Wally, because I never say that properly. The Queefstat Rally, which is, it's an interesting logo there. Okay. I don't actually know what Queefstat is supposed to be a spoof on, unless it's just a completely made-up company. Then we have the Dusha Rally, the Arrow Rally. A lot of these seem to be similar to what we get on other cars. But that's actually not that bad, that colour scheme. I quite like that one. And then we have the Chappelle Rally. Not bad. And then we have the Atomic Rally. And then we have the Jakey's Cider. Or Jakey's Lager, rather. Jakey's Lager Rally right here. I quite like the Arrow, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do a rally one on this first build, so I'm actually going to keep that stock. And also I'm going to go ahead and put these arches back to the normal colour, because they look weird. Okay, so starting off with the spoiler. Now, on the Mark I, there were a lot of ducktail options. Doesn't look like we're going to have too many, but we're going to have a couple. Oh, we got the plastic ducktail. Always a fan of a plastic ducktail. Actually, we've got some horrible shade at this angle. There we go, that's better. Then we have the primary colour ducktail. I do like that plastic one. I think we might have to go for that. But we do have the street wing. We do have the Vapid racing wing. We have the sport wing. And then we have the Vapid rally wing. Well, that could be quite good for a rally build. But I am really sold on that plastic ducktail. That is a solid look. I don't know why, but this sort of like 80s like ducktail that you get like this that are sort of, well, this looks like plastic or like rubber. And there's something about this that is just so sort of 80s and 90s that I absolutely love it. So definitely going to go for that. On the front bumper, we have a lot of shade again. We're going to have to keep juggling this car around, I think. So we have the stock. We have the no bumper option. I mean, it already looks like a no bumper option because it just has the vents there. But apparently this is the stock front bumper. We do have it without the bumper. That goes for a nice classic look. Then we have the rally bumper with this big massive scoop here. Looks like a snowplow. And I don't quite understand why that is there and why that is like that. But we do have the track bumper as well. It's looking a bit square. It's looking a bit body kit on a larder sort of look. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think you guys know what I mean by that. Then we have the street bumper. That makes it look, at least it's a little bit less flat. The other one was just too flat. This one's got a little bit of a shape to it. I like that. That's not too bad. Then we have the racing splitter with oil cooler. And then this with a massive intercooler and a massive front. Look at that. That's like kind of like old Audi Quattro rally style, kind of. Huh. Well, I actually quite like this street bumper. But then I do like the no bumper look as well. I don't know. I'm going to go for the no bumper look for now. We'll change later on if I go for a different style. So on the rear, the only options we have is adding a carbon diffuser, which also gets rid of that plastic bumper as well, and just puts that down there. I mean, that definitely makes it look very race style, but I'm not sure if that's what I want. This has got me thinking now, because I actually would quite like to have this sort of plastic bumper that's on the back, on the front as well. I don't know if that was ever an option in the Mark II Escort, but that's not really an option we're given here. You know what? I'm going to go for the street bumpers. I also quite like that, and I've suddenly got a new build in mind, so I'm going to go for that. Then on the chassis, we have the options of the street half cage. Quite a few options with this one. Then we have the dash dodger, which obviously goes around the dash, not through it. Then we have the padded version of that. Then we have the full cage that goes through the dash right there. And then we also have that padded. Now for this one, I'm thinking of a sort of street build, so I'm going to go for the street half cage. Then on the grille, I do like this sort of 80s style grille here. We have the plastic housing around the lights instead of the chrome. We have that in primary color. We have that in secondary color. And we have that in carbon fiber. I do quite like that sort of modern twist with the carbon fiber. It sort of blends in well, actually. Because the plastic one, although I like the plastic one, it's got like this chrome edge around it. Oh, actually, so does the carbon one. I tell you, it would have been nice if we could have got rid of that shiny chrome edge around there. That would have just made it a lot better, and it would have just fitted in a lot nicer. Is that supposed to actually just be like a glass lens rather than a chrome thing? It's very, I can't get the camera. This camera is not very accurate. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see if there is a lens on there. I don't think there is, though. You know what? I'm going to go for the plastic housing, as it adds with the rest of the plastic around the car. Just makes it pretty 80s looking. Then on the hood, we have the stock. We have the no hood option. Ooh, which means we can get a look of this giant ass looking engine. I don't know what it is with this model, but it just always seems a little bit too big. Maybe you guys would disagree, but that's how I always feel with these. But that's got some 3D modeling going on. Looks pretty good, even without the hood on there. Then we have this with the lifted vent hood. Pretty nice look. Then we have this with the dual vent. Ah, it goes that way. Okay. Then we have the rally hood. Interesting. We have the race hood. We have the carbon race hood, which actually is like a carbon wrap. It's not. it's not even like a made out of carbon bonnet. It's like a carbon wrap on top of a metal bonnet because there's still red there. That doesn't make any sense. Why did they do that? Why didn't they just continue the textures along the side? But we also have the performance hood. Oh, that's very 80s actually. Very 80s rally style. Then we have that in carbon. I do like that with all the rubbery stuff. Might go for that, actually. Yeah, I'm going to make this like a full plasticky 80s look. Right, so onto the arches then. And we have the carbon arches. Actually, let's just move this around into the sun a bit better. So we have the carbon arches, the rally arches. Ooh, this is like proper wide arch. It's actually got all the vent at the back there and that vent there. Ooh, yeah, and this big, massive carbon bit on the side. We also have this in secondary color. Both red at the moment. We have the street arches. Then we have those in secondary and those in carbon. I'm never really a fan of this whole like raw carbon look on the arches. I mean, if you're going to go for carbon arches, cool, but paint them so they look like that. If I ever go for like loads of carbon, if I was to buy a carbon bonnet or carbon doors or carbon wings, I would definitely still paint over them. Some of you guys might be like, no, why you do that? You're going to have exposed carbon. Nah. Sometimes you just want a little bit of carbon. You want it like on a little bit of splitter or a diffuser or something like that. Just not that, because that, no. Well, we have the options of this or the street arches, and I've got to say, I am loving this. Ooh, but does that take away from the 80s rubberiness? Especially with the nice expensive carbon fiber there. Yeah, if I want to make this period correct, I think I should probably go for something a little simpler. Which I think actually in this case, is just the stock fenders. We'll do some different fenders for the next one. I'm definitely going to be using those rally arches for the next build. Then on the horizontal fenders, we have some tape. These are just going to be over the lights. We have horizontal or we have cross. I quite like the look of that horizontal tape actually. That's a nice cool look. Then for the roof, we have some racing scoops, different varieties, and the primary and secondary sun strips. Always a fan of a sun strip. Maybe not on this one, though. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just go for an actual scoop on the roof this time. Yeah, like that one. Right there. Then it's just a case of upgrading everything, putting that suspension on. Oh, dear. Rockstar have done it again. Oh, boy. Right, okay. Yeah, that's... So, actually, it stays level for, like, those two. It goes in a bit, but, I mean, it is going lower, so that sort of camber does make sense. But then it just gets a bit silly. Ugh, I really wish they didn't do that. Maybe in GTA 6 we'd have more proper camber control. It'd be really cool if they actually put that into the game. So for this one, I'm just going to go for that lowered suspension. And I'd say that is a pretty solid drop. That's enough. That's all we need for this. For the paints, let's try and find something that's period correct. And I think the Seafoam Blue is a winner. And we could even tie this to the white stripes, and I can actually make this very similar to the car that I built in the video that I never end up putting up, because there's no point in putting up the same car twice. But there we go. I can actually have that with the white stripes. I think that matches quite nicely, even with the plastic. Even with the plastic, that works. Or we could just have it without. Or even the Arrow Rally goes with that blue as well. Well, there's a couple of different looks right there. You guys can let me know which one you think's best. I'm actually going to keep that stock. Let's go for some custom wheels. And I actually really like this 4-spoke look. That's very nice. Going to use V-Stancer just to make these wheels a little smaller. I really wish we could make those tyres a bit bigger. Also make them a little thinner. Like that. That's still quite thick, but that will do. And yeah, these wheels actually now look a little small. I just wish that I could have had the tyres a bit bigger to compensate, but... Well, anyway, I'm going to put all the track widths out just so that it fits into the arches a bit nicer. And I've lowered it kind of a lot now. This is definitely a lot lower than I was expecting to have this build. But I'm not going to do any crazy camber or anything because I wanted this to be a usable race car. And I'd say that's a pretty solid build. This is not bad at all. I really like how this turned out. Right, so I'm going to do one more build. It's going to be a stancy sort of show car build because I just love doing those right now. And to be honest, I love doing those all the time. So I'm going to swing over to, where should we go? Let's go to another place that we've not tuned a car before. Right in here. And do the second build. And here she is. I wanted to go for an all black look, but with a little hint of colour. And so, again, I went for gold on the wheels. I know I've perhaps been doing this too much lately, but gold wheels, there's something about gold wheels that I am just so into right now. And I'm loving this. I think this looks great. So I've actually gone for like the whole rally look. I've even gone for like a full cage. I've gone for the diffuser and everything. But then I turned it into like a stancy show car build instead of a rally car build. Just because I think that is the sort of build that someone would do. Definitely like go for like a motorsports inspired kit and then just slam it. I've definitely seen that happen before, so I decided to do that for this build. You guys can probably let me know if you think that is bad or good. You can let me know in the comment section below. But there we go. There is the Retinue Mark II, the actual one that I was supposed to have checked out on Monday, and not the Retinue Mark I that I did instead because I'm an absolute idiot. Well, if you have got all the way to the end of this video, I've just crashed that car up already. That is typical of me. You can say apts in the comment section below. Just APTS in the comment section below. Just to let me know you watched the whole thing. If you haven't watched the whole thing, you know, don't lie about it. You don't have to say it. You can just let me know something else. You can let me know what you think of the builds. Perhaps you only got to the first build, in which case you're not even hearing me right now. I'm talking to people who are never going to listen to me. So there's no point in even saying it. Actually, there is, because some people cut to the end just to find out the word. Well, anyway, there we go. That is it. I have got so much more on the way, so many cool builds. There are so many cars that I have not yet checked out. I'm pretty much done now with the DLC. There were a couple of other DLC cars, but I'm going to leave that here. That is it done for all of the DLC cars. Now I'm just going back to checking out some mods. And also some more different car games, like Need for Speed and stuff. Because I want to check those out, play with those as well. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.